Hey Sagittarius, welcome to your reading for October. We're going to be looking at crown chakra this month. And what I mean by that is just like the bigger questions of life, like who am I? What am I? And I mean, that's so Sagittarius. You guys are like the philosophers of the group here. Also, I want to say before I look at the cards, we do have the Ten of Swords here, and we're going to talk about this. I was guided to bring out this little tea light candle, and I use these for, I'm going to call it candle magic, because I guess technically it is candle magic. I like to light these when I'm doing like lunar, when I'm working with the moons. I like to light a candle when I'm doing manifestation work, Sagittarius, so that could be relevant to you. We're starting off with the Tower and the Ten of Swords here. I almost called you Leo. We have the Knight of Wands and the Five of Swords. There could have been something that happened back there, Sagittarius, and I'm going to say it just like that. It looks like whatever it was, you always felt like you were last on the list, is how this is feeling. It feels like you're like the seventh priority with the Five of Swords and the Knight of Wands, and it feels like if you brought that up, this person would just shoot it down, or they would play the victim, or whatever, you know, like a vulnerable narcissist. There's multiple types of narcissists. Anyways, I'm not going to go into that, Sagittarius, but my point with that is, it looks like with the Tower and the Ten of Swords that you've already, like, it's like I'm seeing somebody wiping a table. And that could be part of what the candle magic is. You might be like trying to wipe some sort of energy out of your life. Like even if you say this was a partnership and you've been broken up for like a year. Say that that's the case here, Sagittarius. Even if that is the case, what I'm seeing with the Tower is it's kind of like, you know, when there's those natural disasters, Sagittarius, and then like 3 years later, there's still wreckage. Like there are still houses that have never been rebuilt. There's still like abandoned parking lots and stuff. Like especially if this was some sort of big thing, and it looks like it was. Even if it's been something that's been quite like a while, like even if you're like, I'm over it with the Ten of Swords, yes, and I'm sure that you are, Sagittarius, but what I'm seeing is it's like, again, I'm seeing like a wiping off of the table, like when a waiter comes and like wipes the table off before new people can come in and sit at the table. I keep just looking at my candle again and again. There could be something to do with candle magic here that could be helpful for you, Sagittarius, with cleansing out this energy, using the full moons, especially setting an intention, using the full moons to release that and release that and release that, like into those moons is how I'm seeing the Sagittarius. And it is something that it can take a few years, you know? Even if you're with somebody new, like, people can do some freaking damage, man. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, that's part of this healing work. That's part of opening up the crown chakra is the things that were destroyed with the Tower. It's like I'm seeing a group of people coming in, which can be our guides and our angels, cleaning up this mess and then rebuilding. It's like we're ready to rebuild now, Sagittarius. New manifestations, setting new intentions with the new moons now with this candle magic, setting so you're able to rebuild, you're able to build again. It's like, but we've got to clean that table first. Even if we feel like we're over it, it's like, yeah, you might be over it, but there's still like all this wreckage that this person left behind. I'm spitting here. Sagittarius, spit flying in the first row. All right, card number 1, Seven of Cups. Yeah, there could have been a lot of confusion here in whatever this was. And see, this I'm very drawn to this cloud. I said something similar to Aries with this. It looks like a cloud behind these cups, but today I'm seeing it as smoke. I said the same thing to Aries. You might want to have I was going to say you might want to have Aries in your chart. You might have Aries in your chart. You might want to watch the Aries reading because I brought this up in Leo's reading as well. It's like this smoke around you, and you might not realize that there's all this smoke still in your environment. And you're like, yeah, but I'm good. You know, I'm doing well in my life. I've grown a lot. I'm thankful for what I've been through. And of course, Sagittarius, I understand that. What I am saying though is that there can be like this residue. It's almost like a dingy, like have you ever been somewhere where it's like if there were smokers in the house, and there's kind of that tinge on the wall. It's kind of this like brownish tinge from like smoking in the house. Again, it's another analogy of somebody coming in with this white, fresh paint and just painting over that wall, and it just looks beautiful. It's almost like getting ready to sell the house. You know, it's like I'm seeing this Seven of Cups is not a typical Seven of Cups today. I'm seeing it more as like this smoke where it's like you could be over something, but it's almost like you just closed the door and then you moved on, but not realizing it's still like in the background. It's still smoky. It's still dirty. It's like clearing all of that out. And this is a spiritual thing. This is not necessarily psychological. That's the funny part. It's like we could go to therapy. We could do all of this therapeutic work, inner child work. Personally, I believe that's a separate thing. That's more of the mind from the spiritual aspect of like the clearing, the cleansing. That's why I like to use the moons to do that emotional work, because there's just something through the ages. You know, how many witches have been up through the night doing these healing rituals, right? Card number 2. Ace of Cups. See, this is what we're talking about. We're talking about your heart, Sagittarius. And I keep hearing you say, yeah, but I'm good. Like, I'm not sad. I'm not holding on to anything. I've really made a point to work on myself and to see the good in it. And I'm not saying that you haven't done that, Sagittarius. That's like the majority of the freaking work. And I congratulate you for that. But what I'm seeing here is, again, it's like this imagery coming through. I'm seeing like these lily pads in the water as like trash floating down the river here. It's like, we got to get that out of there, man. You know what I'm saying? It's like people coming in and cleaning up, like taking that trash out of your beautiful water. So, and it's like, yeah, but I'm doing just fine. I'm living just fine. And I'm not saying that you're not Sagittarius. Again, I'm not trying to like hit you where it hurts here, man. I'm just saying it's like with all this water energy too, it's almost like this Seven of Cups. I'm seeing this as like trash floating through. And yes, there are some good things in these cups, which is what I think you've done here, Sagittarius. You've done a really beautiful job of being like, yes, I was with this person, or I had this situation and it was really hard, and it was Tower, and it was Ten of Swords, and it was Knight of Wands, and it was Five of Swords, and it was all this drama and crap. But I've taken the good, I've picked out the good things from it. I've learned my lessons. I've seen what I needed to see about my own character. That's very Sagittarius of you to do. And I respect that and I honor that. What I am seeing this as, though, is like a person who, it's like you're living in less than what spirit wants for you. It's like it's like clearing out your environment. It's like you're kind of just like living in a room that maybe has some like trash to the side, and like whatever, it's fine. You still get your work done. You still live your life. But it's like what I'm seeing is spirit wants to bring this cleanup crew in, and that could be part of what's opening up with this crown chakra here this month here, Sagittarius. Card number 3 is the Page of Swords. Yeah. It's like I'm seeing this as the crew. It's like they're coming in. They're specialists with this Page of Swords. They are very, very, they know exactly what to do. They know exactly how to clear this out. They're coming in and they're picking out. It's like with the Page of Swords, very picky energy, picking out the things that are just, it's like I'm just seeing that trash floating through the water, Sagittarius. So thank you for being here. And damn it. I never have enough time for my spiel at the end of these things. I only got 10 minutes on my camera, Sagittarius, so if you would like to get your extended, You can click the link pinned in the top of the comments or in the description down below if you'd like to get your extended over on Patreon, Sagittarius. I'd love to have you over there. Thank you again and have a great October. See you next time. Bye, Sag.